Crescent Oaks was one of those cozy little towns tucked between rolling hills and ancient forests, where everyone knew everyone and nothing truly strange ever happened, until the arrival of the Marrow and Wonder Circus. Children rushed out to see the brightly colored trailers parking in the field beside the lake. Within hours, the red big top was erected like a beating heart in the center of town. The residents, curious and excited, formed huge lines to watch the show. The show was flawless. The jugglers seemed to defy gravity, while the acrobats danced in the air like suspended pieces of glass. The globe of death vibrated so close to the audience that they could feel the wind of the metal tearing through the air. And the magician performed tricks so perfect they left everyone feeling slightly uneasy. But no one commanded more attention than Grinny the Clown. His costume was impeccable, his painted face always bearing an exaggerated, almost too wide smile. He told jokes, did somersaults, played pranks. He elicited laughter even from the most serious attendees. There was something about him, however, that some locals couldn't explain. A look that was too deep behind the round lenses, a smile that seemed to last a second too long. For a few days, Crescent Oaks experienced an excitement it hadn't felt in decades. But everything started to change. First, it was the ticket girl, Anna. She simply didn't come home after her shift. Everyone assumed she was with friends until they realized she was never seen again. The following night, a young couple disappeared after leaving the circus. Their cars were found on the road, doors open, as if they had fled in a hurry. By the third disappearance, an elderly farmer near the lake, the residents began connecting the dots. One detail stood out. All the missing people had last been seen near the circus and close to Grinny, who always vanished mysteriously after the show ended. Even stranger, no one ever saw him without makeup, not even his circus colleagues. The local sheriff, Douglas Harlan, decided to investigate further and went to the circus after midnight. The big top was silent, the lights out, but there was a trail of large clown shoe prints marking the damp earth leading toward the woods behind the structure. The sheriff followed them to a clearing where he found something that turned his stomach. A large wooden chest, open. Inside, pieces of clothing, props, and locks of human hair, mixed with fake noses and colorful balls. Suddenly, a laugh echoed among the trees. It wasn't human. It was thin, distorted, strained, as if someone were trying to imitate a human laugh without understanding how it worked. The sheriff pointed his flashlight, but only saw a low, quick shadow disappear among the trunks. The next morning, the entire circus panicked when they discovered the chest. Several artists confessed, trembling, what they had been hiding. Grinny was never hired. He simply appeared 3 months ago, already dressed and made up, and offered to join the show. He brought in audiences, he brought in profit, and because of that, no one questioned it. But there was more. They said that on certain days, when they passed by the clown's trailer, they heard strange noises, cracking sounds, bones shifting, as if the clown was taking apart and reassembling his body. That night, Sheriff Douglas Harlan returned to the circus. He had the uncertain certainty that Grinny was involved with something that went beyond human comprehension. The clown's trailer was isolated near the tree line. The door was ajar. The sheriff entered cautiously, his hand steady on his weapon. The flashlight beam revealed something impossible. The inside of the trailer was covered in mirrors, dozens of them. In each reflection, Grinny looked slightly different. In one, he was taller. In another, his arms were too long. In a third, his smile was in the wrong place on his face. In the center, the clown was crouched, without makeup, or rather, without a fixed face. The skin moved slowly like living clay, rearranging eyes, mouth, nose. When the face finally took shape, the sheriff realized the image was not just familiar, but an actual copy of himself. The sheriff had heard stories about shape-shifting beings, but he never believed they could exist, much less that he would encounter one. Grinny stood up, his entire body cracked and stretched, assuming Douglas's exact dimensions, who recoiled horrified. He tried to pull the trigger, but his fingers wouldn't obey. The flashlight seemed to weigh tons. It wasn't just fear, it was a gravitational force, a predatory trance emanating from that thing. His muscles seized up. He was caught. The flashlight dropped to the floor. The next morning, the sheriff walked through the door of the station, adjusted his hat, and greeted the employees. Everything seemed the same, except for one detail. He was smiling, a smile that looked too wide and lasted a second too long. The Marrow and Wonder Circus stayed in town for a few more weeks, but to the sadness of many, without Grinny, their most entertaining attraction, who had vanished without a trace. So, did you like this story? If so, let me know in the comments below what other legends, mysteries, or dark cases like the one we just told you'd like to see here. I really want to know what you thought and what your suggestions are for the next videos. Don't forget to share, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. This helps a lot and ensures you don't miss any new stories. Thanks for watching till the end. See you in the next story.